Welcome back to the Comic Book ASM Artist. Today we're going to be doing a review of the new Disney Plus show WandaVision. As you can see, I've kind of dressed for the occasion. I've got my sweater and my dress shirt, which I don't typically wear, and this is all in black and white because the first two episodes of the show are in black and white. So we'll talk a little bit spoiler free, and then we'll kind of get into deeper discussion here. So yeah, in the next few minutes, we're just gonna try to relax you, help you sleep, or just kind of de-stress you a bit while we do that here. So my general impression of the first couple episodes was that it's good, it's entertaining. It's certainly breaking away from anything else really that's been put out by Marvel. Marvel has kind of been famous for doing a lot more light films. Everyone always goofs on DC for being so dark and serious. So Marvel has already kind of gotten the market on making things a little bit more lighthearted. But this show just kind of goes completely and embraces that choice to make it set up like an old black and white sitcom. So nothing really too earth-shattering happens. I mean, there are some things which we'll talk about, but overall, there's some amusing bits. There's just kind of standard sitcom miscommunications, which cause hijinks to ensue. So if you're on board for enjoying stuff that's kind of like old sitcoms from back in the day, this felt like a very heavy nod to like Bewitched and those sort of things, especially specifically Bewitched, just because of like the whole abilities thing and all that, and even like in the opening, the cartoons they show, everything just kind of has that feel to that show specifically. I would say a few others, but really when I sit back and think about it, it's really a Bewitched tribute, these first couple episodes. So yeah, it's just kind of wholesome entertainment. There's not anything too risque or anything in it. It's safe for family viewing, which I'm sure you already know. There's like a slight moment of violence. Someone's hand gets cut, but nothing graphic or anything like that. It's just kind of safe family viewing, which, I mean, even with, Mandalorian as big as that's been, they certainly haven't embraced huge amounts of graphic violence. The show's still action packed, but you can watch it with anyone and everyone. I would say with this, like, younger kids might get bored because it is black and white. Even when I try to watch stuff with my own kids that's in black and white, they always complain about it not being in color, which is sad because, like, me personally, I grew up watching a lot of Nick at Night stuff, and specifically with my mom, we would watch like I Love Lucy, and I even have a pop of Lucy on my shelf over there. So I can definitely appreciate and enjoy it for what it is. I feel like if you haven't watched a lot of those type of shows, you'll kind of be a little bit more. You're not going to enjoy it as much. I feel like if you're just like, this is just stupid. But if you're into like those old sitcoms, you'd be like, oh, well, this is just kind of a nice tribute. So I guess that's it. So go watch it if you just want some lighthearted entertainment. There's like brief moments that are breadcrumbs to tease something bigger and more intense. But for most of the episodes, both of them, it's really just sitcom based, old sitcom based. So I guess that's the end of the spoiler part. So I'll go into more detail here. Um, the show, the first episode is about a miscommunication on a calendar. There's a heart drawn on there, and neither of them can figure out what it's there for. They're like, it's not our anniversary. It's not, when we got married. It's not a birthday. I have no clue what it is. You come to find out later on in the show that the heart's there because his boss's name is Mr. Hartman or Mr. Hart, I forget. But yeah, so the calendar is there to remind of that. So when they show up there for a dinner that is supposed to be the worker puts on a dinner for the boss to impress him. Wanda is there in a skimpy outfit and with candles and stuff, expecting for a romantic evening with Vision, which turns into entertaining Vision's boss. So there's all sorts of fumbling about and stuff. Just kind of, just silly, you know. As far as the first episode, there wasn't a lot in the way of big reveals. The only thing that kind of broke the show, the boss chokes, and then Vision, they're kind of like switch camera angles a little bit. Like most of it's kind of set up like those old shows, but eventually Wanda's like, hey, help him, help your boss, he's choking, and then Vision like reaches in, it phases through his throat and pulls out the meat and saves his life. So even though the boss was having a horrible time at this meeting, or at this dinner rather, because Vision saves his life, he gets the promotion. And then they kind of pull back from everything, and you see like it's all on a TV as well. So the show is taking place being recorded or observed in some way. The second episode, it kind of, it's just a similar sort of thing. They're involved with trying to do a talent show. Vision tries to do a magic act, but they're trying to do just really basic, obvious stuff. Vision goes to like a meeting with his guy friends, and one of them offers him some gum, gets stuck in his gears, and it simulates the effect of him being drunk, although he can't get drunk or eat food. But he's chewing the gum, and a guy slaps him on the back. He swallows it by accident, so it messes his gears up. So he's acting all funny, and he actually does some real magical things, and then Wanda tries to make things appear to make it look like it's fake, like adding a rope when he starts flying, and things like that. So the big reveal there, they do show a logo several times. I think they showed in the first episode too, I can't remember where, but they show a logo on a little plane or a helicopter that falls into the bushes, and that is the SWORD logo. So if you're not familiar with SWORD, they're another agency like SHIELD and stuff like that. They're more or less like the CIA, like X-Files type organization within the Marvel Universe. They deal with like alien stuff. So this is something that came about, I think its first appearance was in the Astonishing X-Men stuff. So since they recently acquired everything under the X-Men umbrella, they're going to bring over that organization as well. So we have a tie there. There's a couple Easter eggs that show a Stark toaster as well as a Strucker watch. Both references, obviously, Baron von Strucker, who had them captured for the longest time in the Age of Ultron and stuff like that. And of course, everyone knows Tony Stark. So those are both referenced on the show. What's her name? Rambo. She's in the show here from Captain Marvel. She's a different character in this show, though. She's taken on a different name. Might kind of be like a red herring or a misdirection or something like that. Me personally, what I feel like Wanda herself has been either captured or detained, and she's being sedated in a way to kind of keep her in a calm state so that she doesn't do something extremely severe. She's dealing with the death of Vision and everything, and she is a very powerful superhero. So I think like she's hooked up to something or captured somewhere to kind of keep her in check, probably from SWORD. I would assume there's either some backstory to something she did that caused them to capture her and detain her, or there's something coming up where when she comes out of this, then she's going to be a much bigger threat. So that's what I feel is kind of the direction of the show. Also, the last bit of episode 2, they show everything turns to color, and it looks like it's a different decade. It's kind of like more 60s. I guess she changes like her outfit and everything, and you see her stomach is puffed, so she's pregnant at the end of that episode. So there's also an agent they show. He comes out of a manhole. He still has the SWORD logo on his back, but there's a bunch of bees and stuff. It could be the Spider-Man villain. I'm trying to remember his name. I think his name, I can't remember. But I want to say, like, it could be that guy, or it could just be some random guy. So But that's what I feel about it. So I look forward to continuing to watch the show. I would recommend, if you're like the aesthetic of the show, to check out the Vision trade by Tom King. Really, I was rereading it a little bit, and not much of it is really like the show at all, except for just the look of like Vision with the sweater and the dress shirt sort of thing. But it is about Vision trying to live a normal life, like in a suburban area. So if you're kind of into that storytelling, check out that story, but it's not anywhere the same level. Like, it's very just kind of violent and bleak and stuff like that. But I do recommend it if you're looking for something to read and these characters have piqued your interest. So that's going to do it for now. Make sure to drop a comment down below. Let me know what you thought about it. Share it out. Subscribe if you haven't. We've got contests and everything like that all the time. We still have one going for the Stan Lee Endgame Pop. I'm getting the winner on the next video, my next comic haul. So see who wins it. You can still comment on the Stan Lee video. The link is below. And it's going to do it. So you all have a super slumber. Thanks. Bye.